She was the golden girl of Hollywood, elegant, talented, and adored. But in a shocking twist, the very industry that once crowned Anne Hathaway its darling suddenly turned on her. Audiences cringed, tabloids mocked her, and critics labeled her too perfect. But what really happened behind the scenes? And how did Anne fight her way back into Hollywood's good graces, not by changing herself, but by embracing who she truly was? The truth is more dramatic than any role she's ever played. For years, Anne Hathaway could do no wrong. With her breakout performance in The Princess Diaries and her critically acclaimed roles in Brokeback Mountain, The Devil Wears Prada, and Les Miserables, she seemed unstoppable. She had the looks, the talent, the charm. But somewhere along the way, the tide began to turn, and no one could quite explain why. The backlash came fast and brutal. It peaked around 2013, shortly after Hathaway won the Academy Award for Les Miserables. Instead of celebration, the public's reaction was icy. Viewers called her too rehearsed, too eager, even fake. Social media exploded with memes mocking her acceptance speech, her smile, her voice. It wasn't her talent they doubted, it was her authenticity. This wasn't just criticism, it was a phenomenon. It earned its own name: Hathaway. Entire think pieces were written dissecting why audiences, particularly women, had turned on someone who had done nothing scandalous or cruel. No arrests, no breakdowns, no diva behavior. Her only crime? Being, in some people's eyes, too much. Too polished. Too ambitious. Too perfect. And, meanwhile, was crushed. She later revealed in interviews that she read every cruel comment, every headline that ridiculed her. She stopped reading the news. She retreated from the spotlight. And for a while, she disappeared altogether, not because she lacked offers, but because she was trying to survive emotionally. "I didn't know how to come back from it," she admitted. "I had to figure out how to be myself in a world that didn't seem to want that version of me." But here's where Anne Hathaway's story takes a turn, not with a scandal or reinvention, but with quiet resilience. She took time to focus on her life outside Hollywood, eventually becoming a mother, and choosing roles that genuinely spoke to her rather than chasing applause. Films like Colossal and Ocean's 8 allowed her to stretch creatively without begging for approval. She stopped performing for the cameras and started living for herself. And it worked. Slowly but surely, the narrative shifted. People began to realize that the backlash had been less about Anne and more about what she represented: the discomfort society still feels when women are unapologetically ambitious, intelligent, and emotionally open. The same qualities that once drew criticism became the ones that fueled her comeback. By the late 2010s, Anne Hathaway was not just accepted again, she was celebrated. She embraced her vulnerability, owned her awkwardness, and most importantly, stopped apologizing for it. In a powerful interview she said, "I've grown to love my weirdness. I've grown to love that I care too much and try too hard. That's who I am." That honesty struck a chord with fans who were tired of curated perfection and hungry for something real. Today, Anne Hathaway stands as a symbol of what it means to weather Hollywood's storm and come out the other side stronger. She's no longer trying to win everyone's approval, and that's exactly why she finally has it. The industry didn't just take her back. It realized it had been wrong to push her away. If Anne's story inspired you, hit that like button, subscribe for more untold Hollywood stories, and ring the bell so you never miss what's really happening behind the curtain. And let us know in the comments, did you ever buy into the Hathaway hate? Or were you rooting for her all along?